Do a short video about basic harmonica. Um, Harmonicas have 10 holes. They play on the draw in breath and the blow out breath. So you would think there'd be 20 notes. There's actually 19. I'm not going to go into the background on that. A piano has 88 keys. So there are 12 keys of music, 12 keys of harmonicas. Here I have all 12 plus some special tunings. I would start playing with a C harmonica because most of the instructions books and methods out there are C. If you want to play blues and rock and roll, I would go to an A harp and a D harp after that, and then worry about other keys when and as they're needed. Let's see here. That's the intake side, blow side, whatever you want to call it. That's where you make the music. That's where it comes out. I like Suzuki's. There's several brands. Suzuki, Lee Oscar, Hohner, Seidel, and then there's a whole host of new companies coming out all the time. What I'm doing this for is I've got a friend who wanted to learn harmonica, and I recommended a John Gindick book. I still stand by that. John's got great training methods, but when I look back, when I learned 10, 11, maybe 12 years ago, there was a guy named David Harp with Instant Harmonica. He doesn't get a good rap, but he kept me interested long enough to get into it, and that's all that really matters. Another good training resource, in my opinion, is harmonica.com. J.P. Allen is the one who's put that together. He's got a couple courses, Happy Harpin' and not Breakthrough Blues. Well, if you get on his site, you'll see them. What is nice about his method and his course is everything's broken down into little 5-minute segments. There's a few 10, 15-minute segments, maybe 120, but basically, if you got 5 minutes to spare during the day before you get ready for work, after you come home, before you have supper, whatever, you can get a day's lesson in. And so you can keep progressing day by day, and you can stick with it day by day, which is nice. The harmonica, like any other instrument, I suspect, you can be looked at several different ways, but you can do 3 things with the harmonica. You can play the rhythm, you can do the backing frills to the song, or you can play the lead. The Dave Harp instant harmonica method I mentioned earlier, as I recall, he started out with rhythm and kept you entertained and had you sounding like some sort of music within the first lesson so that you'd keep coming back. So he might have been something like, and then you can start moving around. So holding the harmonica, most people are going to pinch it between fingers here. You want to leave enough space for your lips to get down on it. You don't want to be playing way out there. You want to have the harmonica buried in your mouth. There's 3 methods, 3 big methods. Pucker tends to be what I play. There's a tongue pursing where if you have the ability to roll your tongue in kind of a U shape, You use your tongue to direct the air at the holes or from the holes, and there's tongue blocking, where you bury the harp in your mouth and you cover all the holes but the one you want to play. Uh, that one can give you some subtleties and rich sounds that I don't currently have. Someday I may work on that. If I wasn't an essential worker during this pandemic, I probably would be working on it. But typically you get just a hint of a chord, several notes at once, and then just the one note. And that's not very good, but that's as good as I get. So the next thing you can do is you can fill in the background of a song. One of the ways to do that is to kind of echo what somebody's saying, what somebody's playing. So da 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 da, something like that. That key is different. And just as an example, I did stick a second harp in my pocket. This is an A. This is a D. So you can hear the different keys, a couple different keys. The last thing you can do with a harmonica is you can play the lead. You can learn a song and play the whole thing. You can play chords where you're playing more than one note. You can play just one note. As you're starting out, you're going to play chords. And you're going to work to get down to single notes, but chords still are useful. One trick when you're working on your single notes is to tip the harp, and it makes it a little easier to start getting those single notes. Once you've got the basics, then you can start learning techniques, which is in the still can't remember the name of it, Breakthrough Blues, something like that, that J.P. Allen has. He concentrates on techniques. So when I went through that pretty much every day, 4 or 5 months, I was working on techniques. Doing something I don't want to do there. Anyway, blues. If you're going to play blues, the 12-bar blues is the most common structure. Don't want to get into a whole lot of music, but if you're using a harp and you're starting the scale you're playing, it's getting too complicated. The cross harp, you're actually playing notes that are in the key of E, even though it's an A harp. The 12-bar blues structure is 4 chords of that bass note, the E. Then you go 4 notes up, a couple of those, come back to the bass note. Then you go 5 chords up, 4 chords up, and back to the bass note. 4 beats is a bar, and you do that format for 12 bars. May or may not have a bridge to go to the next repetition. So it'd be like That was not a good example to use. Let's try again. Keep it simple. Second bar, third bar, and now up. So quick and dirty. I didn't have a script. I think that's pretty much everything I'm going to cover. So if it helps anybody out there, great. If it doesn't, it's just clutter on the net. Have a great day.